Hello yogis, and welcome to our Shakti Vinyasa practice. In this class we're going to move briskly, flow, we're going to stretch every muscle group, engage the balance and some power. So let's begin by coming to the top of our mat, hands at heart center. On an inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, release the arms down and hands come back to heart center. Inhale to reach. Exhale, release. Continue for a few rounds following the flow of your breath. Feel your feet grounding into the mat. Inhale to reach the arms overhead, and this time as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, walk or jump back to a high plank pose. Pause here, engage the belly. We're coming into a side plank. Right arm reaches high. Let your gaze follow the right fingertips. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, change sides. Right hand plants, left arm reaches, gaze follows the left fingertips. Lower that left hand. Lower through a chaturanga, and from here walk or jump forward into a crow pose. If you can jump directly there, perfect. Just take a breath and exhale, jump back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the hands to the back of the mat. Coming into a forward fold, interlace your fingers behind you, straighten through the elbows, stretch the shoulders, lengthen the spine, ground your feet. On your next breath out, bend the knees, come into Utkatasana. Rise up tall, mini back bend. Exhale to sweep your arms beside the hips. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the hands. Inhale, reach, little back bend. And exhale, sweep the arms. This time stay. Think of having the torso become parallel with the earth. So a little different than our chair pose where the chest is raised. This time we're lowering the chest. And from here, we'll come into a twist. Left hand plants, right arm reaches, little bend in the left knee. Just change sides. Inhale, sweep the left arm high, soft bend in the right knee. Lower that left hand, and we'll walk back into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we'll lower down onto the elbows, coming into a dolphin pose. Take a breath in and a breath out. On the next inhale, reach the right toes up to the sky, sink the left heel down into the earth, and then lower the right leg. Inhale, reach the left leg. On your exhale, lower the left foot to the earth. And we'll separate the feet just an inch or two here, coming into a balancing pose. Wrap that left forearm on the mat, reach the right arm around behind the back, and then play with lifting the left toes off of the earth. Just a breath. And then we change sides. This time, right forearm across the mat, left forearm reaches behind you, and play with lifting the right toes off of the earth. And lower the right leg, replace the left arm. Coming back into our dolphin pose, and then walk the feet back. We'll come into a dolphin plank. Shoulders aligned over the elbows, belly engaged, crown of the head reaching forward. We'll sink the hips to the mat, release the legs, coming into Sphinx pose. So you may need to walk the elbows just a little forward here to keep those under the shoulders. Feel free to straighten the arms, just don't lock out through the elbows. Keep a soft bend in those elbows. Broaden the chest, expand the shoulders. And then replace the elbows onto the mat, coming back to the Sphinx pose. And then let's come down to the belly, arms reach in front. We'll extend the right arm and the left leg, moving in opposite directions. Lower that, change sides. Left arm reaches, right leg reaches. Think of being pulled in opposite directions. On your exhale, lower that. And inhale, reach both arms, both legs. And bend the knees, reach back with your hands, clasp the outsides of the ankles. Use the traction of the feet pulling backwards to lift your chest off of the earth. So not crunching in the low back, but broadening in the chest. On your exhale, release. Place one ear on the mat. Maybe shift the heels side to side. And then change the direction of your head. Bring the head back to center, elbows under the shoulders. Tuck the toes, lift your hips, come back into our dolphin pose. Inhale, left foot reaches high. And lower that down. Inhale, right leg reaches high. Lower it down. Inhale, left leg. And lower. Inhale, right leg. Lower. Inhale, left. Lower. Inhale, right. And lower. Inhale the left leg. And lower. Notice that sensation in the shoulders. Walk back to the dolphin plank. Engage the belly, strong core. Just warming up the body for our deeper stretches. On the exhale, lower the knees to the mat. Walk yourself back, tuck your toes, sit back on your heels. And to distract us from that sensation just a bit, let's come into eagle arms, left arm wrapping underneath the right. Just a breath here. And then release that. This time, right elbow underneath the left. Pull the hands away from your face. You're probably feeling the sensation in the toes now. Stay here and breathe. As you exhale, release that arm variation. Sweep the arms overhead, coming into our second arm variation here. We'll tuck the left arm behind us and reach up with that right hand. Bend at the elbows. See if the hands can meet one another. And then just simply change sides. I know you're feeling this in the toes. Me too. Just another breath. And then let's inhale, reach up high and release those toes. Come into a child's pose with knees together. Surrender the forehead onto the mat. Reach the arms forward, hinge forward, back into downward dog. Inhale, right leg high, step it between your hands. Inhale, sweep the arms high, coming into crescent lunge. Hands through heart center. Take a twist, left elbow to the outside of the right knee, palms press. Stay here and breathe. On your exhale, release the hands. Come into standing splits with the right leg rooting to the earth, left heel reaching up toward the sky. And then step the left foot forward. Let's take that left arm and wrap it on the inside of the left leg, right arm around behind. Interlace the hands if you can. And then take the right foot, step it toward the back of the mat, staying on the ball of that foot. And then release the hands, simply step forward again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Take a breath. This time, left foot to the back of the mat. Lower the left knee down. Heel toe the right foot to the edge of your mat and come on to the elbows if that's accessible. If you have blocks, feel free to place those under the elbows. If you'd like to move farther in this pose, you can bend the back knee, reach back with your right hand, clasp the ankle or the foot. Allow your gaze to lift up toward the sky. And then replace the hands on the mat, heel toe the right foot back to the center, and then turn toward the left side of your mat, coming into Prasarita. Wide leg forward fold. Clasp the outside edges of your ankles, stretching through the inner thighs. So you have an option to stay right here, or if you'd like to move a bit farther into this stretch, just heel toe the feet to the outside edges of your mat and come down to the elbows. Keep shifting the hips forward. Notice the tendency for the hips to fall back to make this stretch a little easier. Don't make it easier. Instead, feel sensation and stay there to breathe. Come back up to the palms, heel toe the feet back into Prasarita. Walk the hands back behind you, fingertips facing away from the face. You can stay right here. Those of you with a practice of headstand, feel free to take a headstand here. I'm going to stay right where I am. That stretch in the inner thighs feels so nice. If you're in headstand, return the feet to the earth. Let's all replace the hands under the shoulders. Hands to the hips as you rise up. Turn to face the top of the mat, step forward, back into Utkatasana, bend the knees, open the heart, reach up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, walk or jump back, push up and down. A few rounds and then back to down dog. Left leg reaches, step that left foot forward. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Crescent lunge, hands to heart center. We'll take a twist, right elbow to the outside of the left knee, palms press. Allow that twist to come from the mid-back up through the upper spine. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lower the hands to the earth, step the right foot forward. Take the right arm and wrap it through the center of the legs, around the right leg, left arm around behind you. Step that left foot back, open through the heart and chest. Just a breath here. Inhale and exhale. Gaze down, release the hands, step that left foot forward, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, step the right foot back, lower the right knee to the earth, hands to the inside of the left foot, heel toe that to the edge of your mat. You can stay here or come down to the elbows, opening up through the left hip. And if you'd like to get a little quad stretch, On the right leg, bend the right knee, reach back with the left hand, clasp the ankle or the foot. If you do grab a hold of that, then open through the chest and let your gaze lift toward the sky. Exhale, release the left hand, replace the right hand, heel toe the left foot to the center of the mat. Walk around to your right, coming back into our prasarita. Clasp the outsides of the ankles, crown of the head, moving toward the earth. Interlace the fingers behind you. Allow the hands to drop toward the mat. Creating length from the base of the spine through the crown of the head. Second option for a headstand here. So if you're taking that, go ahead and move into your headstand. And if not, just stay with your prasarita forward fold. We'll meet you there in just a few breaths. If you're in headstand, lower the feet to the earth. Inhale. Let's all halfway lift. And if you're moving deeper into this stretch, heel toe the feet to the edges of the mat. Come on to the elbows. Notice the tendency for the hips to shift forward or backward. Most likely, they're going to want to ease this stretch. So I want you to feel the sensation. Don't worry about depth, just feel something. From here, we're moving into our splits, so just pivot toward the back of your mat. And if you don't have a full split, don't worry. You can place some blocks under the hands or simply fold over the left leg. And then we'll walk around to the top of the mat, coming into our splits on the other side. Again, perfectly fine to just straighten through that left leg and fold forward. No need to lower the hips down to the earth. We only move until we feel sensation. Make sure it's manageable. Take a breath. And then we'll walk back toward the center of the mat, coming back into prasarita. Hands to hips, rise up. Step forward with the right foot, hands to heart center. And let's move toward the center line of the mat, coming into a balancing pose here. Left leg stays rooted, bend your right knee, reach back and clasp the inside of the right ankle for dancer's pose. And then think of lifting the right knee until it comes in line with the right hip. And just passing through, release, moving to the other side. Bend the left knee, clasp the inside of that ankle, lift the left knee until it comes in line with the hip. Just a breath. And release. Hands reach overhead. Exhale, pull them to heart center, step to the top of the mat. Inhale to reach the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, walk or jump back, flow through a push-up or 2 or 3, and then walk or jump forward onto your sit bones. From here, come all the way down to your back. Place the feet on the earth, moving into bridge pose. Lift the hips, interlace the fingers underneath the hips. Think of the heart moving toward the chin, knees pressing gently toward one another, so not splaying out away from one another. And let's release vertebrae by vertebrae onto our back. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet touch, knees open wide, one hand heart, one hand belly. Take a breath. Slowing down this vigorous vinyasa practice. Release the hands, pull the knees into the chest. From here, we're coming in to thread the needle. Place the right ankle on top of the left knee and hug the left knee into your chest. Receive a deep breath, releasing the hip. And then replace the left foot. We'll change sides. Left ankle on top of right knee. Hug the right knee in. Slowing down the practice. Release the feet down to the earth and gently rock yourself up to a seat. Place the soles of the feet together and pull those in as close as you can to the body. On an exhale, hinge forward, pausing halfway. Just go mindfully, gently. And then we'll clasp the big toes with the peace fingers of each hand, straighten through the feet, and bring the heels to touch. Coming into Navasana. We're just moving through. Take a breath here. And exhale. Pull the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. And back to Navasana. Hug the knees in. Navasana, boat pose. Hug in. Navasana. And back. And now this time, release the legs onto the earth, coming into a full forward fold. Hands reach forward to clasp the ankles, the shins, the feet, whatever you have access to. And then fold the upper body forward. Just let it drape over the legs and pause. Breathe, feel the sensation. Maybe in a few breaths, the body will let you move a little deeper. Inhale, rise back up. Float all the way down into your Shavasana. Take this time to fully relax after this vigorous vinyasa practice. And gently begin to draw your awareness back to your breath. Deepen the inhale, expand the exhale. And then take a full body stretch, arms overhead, legs reaching long. Pull the knees into your chest and gently rock yourself over to your right side. Pause. Feel the energy that you've cultivated in your practice. Bring all of that good energy with you as you rise up to a seat. Bring your hands to your heart center. Receive a deep breath in and let it go. As you draw the hands up to the forehead, may your thoughts be kind. Hands to the lips. May your words be sweet. Hands to the heart space. May your intentions be pure. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you carry the energy of this vigorous practice with you to enliven your day. Namaste.